Spencer, best start here, 19.
Whoa! Oh. Second fastest. Spence. Jumped right up there, 31.52.
He's got notes from last year, too.
But he was fourth quickest in practice, but he's a 10th and a half quicker already than he was in practice.
I'm glad for Jimmy because, you know, missing Daytona really was hard on the old boy, and he said he's coming back.
He may get quicker yet. He's only a 10th off of Todd Bodine. That's faster than his first lap.
Oop, she bobbled.
Oop. Growing right there where it's been growing the whole time.
She bobbled.
Still a 3 and 4.
Got a little nervous on him.
But not that bad. In fact, he picks,
just a little slow.
Loses 400.
That bobble did it.
Dick Berggren.
With the current point leader, Sterling Marlin. Had a good run here last year, finished in 3rd spot, 13th on the board right now. How's the car?
We entered a whole lot from practice. We found stuff wrong with it after first practice and changed a bunch of it before qualifying. And after the whole lot, I should run about a 60. I strove in too deep.
The Red Sox are trying to win their second game in a row. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to EA Sports MVP Baseball. I'm Dwayne Kuiper along with Mike Krukow. And now, here's tonight's starting pitcher, Ryan Dries. Tonight's American League game features the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees.
Almost won Rockingham. He's doing.
This guy here just has a great eye against right-handed pitching.
We've all driven cars, you know. We've been good one week. We miss it, you know. Next week we can't hardly make the race. I said, why is this car last year and start this year so consistent? And he just said it's not just any one thing. He said, I've got the best engines I've ever had. He likes his crew chief.
Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat.
And they get the car like
and the game's underway with that pitch.
He's thrown 24 innings this season, and batters have had moderate success against him with an average of 284.
Tonight at 6, Totally NASCAR right here on Fox Sports Net. 30 minutes of everything you need to know to get ready for a full weekend of racing action from Las Vegas. Totally NASCAR, weeknights at 6.
Here's a guy that, you know, he could have a shot. I mean, he's been on the pole here. Got a lot of horsepower on the hood. Let's see what his trying to be sucked down to the earth or not. Looks like a gap there.
Not like that 66 car coming down. He's never qualified worse than 9th. This team actually had quite the adventure getting ready for Las Vegas. They came out here and tested in January, went back home, built a new car. This is a brand new car they didn't test. Went to the wind tunnel, came home from the wind tunnel, and actually cut it up again before coming here. But they struggled in practice. He was only 38th quickest in practice.
The car's way too tight. He can't keep it on the bottom. He was sliding the front end up off the
He was up there in no man's land, too.
Here he comes. I'm sure he'd tell you that thing's pushing like a big brown truck.
20 seconds.
Up next, Miguel Cabrera.
See, and they bottom out just a little bit getting in there. He drove it in hard, turned it down, got a little smoke coming out.
We'll put just a period on his weekend last weekend at Rockingham, leading the race right before halfway. The motor let go. I talked to Robert Yates, who builds the motors and owns this car. They actually broke a connecting rod that holds the piston to the crankshaft. Now, he told me, he said, Larry, I don't think it's a product of the one engine rules since you have to qualify, practice, and race. But he said because of that, we have changed the design of our connecting rod, and the machining was off on this particular connecting rod.
So trying to adapt to the rule may have bit them.
It wasn't a product of the miles. It was a product of maybe adapting, as you say.
Yeah, he wouldn't have blown up that early in the race. It would have been a mileage thing.
Here's the
Jared is 22nd fastest.
On the mound to make the start for the
Let's check with Matt.
Pedro Martinez.
And Jimmy Spencer
Let's check
just
out the
finished
defense.
debriefing with your team. Your teammate Sterling Marlin got a little loose in 3 and 4. Is that where you lost some time too on that great lap, Jim?
Yeah, I really did lose in 3 and 4 with the team target, but Sterling's got new car blues, and you know, Chip Ganassi Racing, Felix Avadas have built us all new cars. Can't ask for nothing better than that, but we were fortunate enough to test out here, and Sterling was testing Texas, so you know, he'll get that car a lot better. He's leading these points, and we're going to try to help him all we can this year. And you know, Team Target, we're building as a team. There's no question. There's a lot of new guys in this organization, and I'm new to them, and we're getting stronger every race, you know. And made a decent run last week in Rockingham. We're looking forward to Sunday here in beautiful Las Vegas.
This is going to be great, though, for the confidence of the team, and also to try to maybe start some momentum here, having a run like this.
Well, I think it's actually qualified pretty decent last week at Rock, and then here again. And, you know, one of our goals is to be trying to be in the top 20 every week and qualify and pick a good pit selection. And, you know, so far we've been doing that except for Daytona, and that's unfortunate. But anyway, you know, the guys have not given up, and I think just the longer they get together, the longer they get to know each other, with Andy Graves leading and Tony Glover, and we're using Sterling and we're utilizing that, Doug and myself, and we're just going to be a lot stronger race team, and Chip gives us the resources. I can't stand up for Chip Ganassi and Team Target. The Target people are awesome. To think the support that they've given us after the terrible start we've had, and the year's all we're going to be all right before the year's over.
And Michael Waltrip moves up to third, bumping Spencer down a spot as he tries to hold on for his first top 10 start here at Las Vegas.
Michael Waltrip, 2 very strong laps. Presently, he is third behind Todd Bodine and Jimmy Spencer, ahead of Mark Martin and Johnny Benson.
He's logged 47 innings this season, and batters own this guy with a season average of 349.
0-2.
Ricky Rudd's second lap is much quicker, 31.897.
Got him on
18th on the board.
Now, I didn't like the balance on that car.
The score is
the back of the car was
1-0.
down. You see the side skirt was right on the ground near the back tires, but the front of the car
batter
was
is Lance Berkman.
Had he gotten that front end down to match up with that back end, I believe he'd have been a lot faster.
Check with Jeannie with another of those fast Ford drivers.
And we're talking a lot about teams today as well. The 12-car Ryan Newman and the 2-car Rusty Wallace. And Newman came out here and tested, and I read that you said you just took his notes and you pretty much just set your car up that way. Is that what we can expect before you?
I took his setup and just put it in my car, and we'll see what happens. It was good this morning. I liked the way he handled it. I thought he did a good job getting the car set up. But we're running a new Elvis paint scheme this week. He said, man, I got stuff all over my uniform down the side. I'm all excited about it.
Impression you want to share? Maybe a favorite Elvis song?
Favorite song, Blue Suede Shoes? No, I don't know. I'm a little more hip than that. It's got to be something cooler than that, but I'm terrible with songs. I just know what they sound like. I never know the names of them.
We'll get DW to sing for you. How about Don't Be Cruel? We'll think about that when we're on the track.
Tell him that.
Dick Berggren?
I'm with Dale Jarrett, who won the pole for this event last year. He also won the pole in 1998, but no smile today. What's wrong with the car, Dale?
Well, I guess if I knew that, we'd fix it. Not to be a smart aleck, but yeah, we don't know. This is a brand new race car, not the car we came out here and tested with, but we felt like that we'd build a better race car than what we had here testing, and we just, I'm not sure exactly where the speed of these guys have changed everything on it. Doug and them even changed engines to see if it was possibly that. So we don't know where we're missing it yet, but we'll have to find out tomorrow.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Not everybody who has a bad qualifying run wants to talk about it afterwards, so we do appreciate it. To Matty.
Heading into the bottom of the
Certainly wants to talk
second,
about
the
his
score
effort.
is
You nearly bumped
1-0.
your buddy Spencer off the front row.
Well, we were trying. Spencer and I both have real big feet, and this is a track where if you got big feet and you get your car working right, you get your car working right, and lay in the gas. What a great driving car. Both my Aaron Shetty, the one that we're running on the Busch race tomorrow, and this Cup car. Thunder and Bobby Kennedy just worked so well together, and they made our Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet felt just like the other one. So I'm happy. I like this track, and just looking forward to racing. Hello, Buffy. Sorry you're not here. I'll see you when I get home.
Now, no turkey walking, but what size are those Nikes?
They're 14.
14?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Not get down on that gas really hard with those things. But when I go to road courses, you don't want one of those foot cams in my car because
They're all over the place.
It gets a little crazy down there.
Oh, my goodness. Those things have to be special ordered. Those things are so big.
Well, I got them from John Sally. He and I are working some things together, flipping a few things, watching on TV. We're on it.
Let's watch a little more qualifying.
Bill Elliott just ran at 31.827 to run 15th, and here's the hometown favorite, Kurt Busch.
And the fastest cat in the alley in practice, second at 31.47. He's a little quicker, 31.34. That's 1/10. Look at our sport vision, green arrow. That is good. That means you're faster than the pole man at that point.
This kid is impressive. I got to tell you, when he ran the way he did at Darlington last year, I said, that little guy can drive.
Just a couple of years ago, he was stocking supermarket shelves here in Las Vegas, and here he comes.
Right there. Turn 3 and 4, Mike. You picked that up on every one of them. It's red now. That means you're behind her.
He lost a little bit of time right there. He almost had it.
Lot slower in second.
He carried that thing in there. He was a little high getting into 3. Got him up out of the groove, and she bobbled on him. She didn't turkey walk, but she bobbled.
Just a bobble.
Kurt Busch is second fastest to Todd Bodine, 2 Fords up front in love pole qualifying.
The side is retired in order. After 2, the score is 1-0.
Terry Labonte is the 32nd car to take time, but he ends up 29th, 32.353. Matt?
Well, Mikey told Jeannie Zelasco he was going to hang it out trying to knock That 66 off the pole, maybe a little too much, a little loose in 3 and 4.
Yeah, we just came up a little bit shy. I think we were using the wind to our advantage, but I'm just so proud of Jimmy Fanning and the new rubbermaker. This car is awesome. If we're in this type of position a few more times throughout the year, and I know we will be, we'll get our pole eventually. I think I got all the Vegas fans up on their toes that lap. It was solid. I left a little bit on the table the first lap, and I knew I didn't have it, so I had to go for it the second lap. Just got into 3 a bit too hard. The wind changed directions. I think I was using the wind to my advantage earlier.
Well, the big money is on Sunday, looking to give Jack Roush, Mike, his 8th win here in Vegas.
His younger brother, Kyle, just 16, is going to run the ASA series this year.
Yeah, I think
that's driving talent. That
he wanted to run the truck series, right. And NASCAR made the rule you got to be 18 or older to drive in the Touring series. And I think the ASA is a beautiful training ground for young drivers like him.
Jerry Nadeau, 12th on his first lap.
Hits one to shallow center.
Nadeau used Formula Oval in Europe as his training ground. Ran a few NASCAR modified races. Came down to Charlotte, North Carolina, worked his way into a team, into a ride, and he was posted the 12th fastest time.
A little slow on his second lap. Another one of the teams built a brand new race car, tested out here for 2 days in January. I want to clear one thing up on something that Dale Jarrett said in his interview about changing motors before qualifying. Just so the fans understand the rule. Before qualifying, you can change the motor, whether you have a failure or whether you just don't feel like the motor's performing. But once you qualify that engine, that's your engine for the rest of the weekend.
But it's some of the guys who tell me, this is ridiculous. They need to do something because now they're overhauling the engines in the car. You can't take the short block out, but they can change everything on top of them. So now they're changing valve springs, rocker arms, intake manifolds, carburetors, headers. They're changing everything.
It's a work in progress.
It is. They need a practice engine, just like the race engine. Don't run the race engine until you get ready to go racing.
This guy is afraid of his finish.
There's a guy that can step on the gas, I guarantee you. I don't know how big his feet are, but I know how big his arms are. His kid is strong right here.
2 outs.
Rusty is faster than Todd Bodine. That's the green arrow. And there is the differential. Can he hold it?
Be close. Go be.
You got close.
They check with the first base umpire.
Ryan Newman.
I mean, 2 1,000ths. 31-2-4-3 to Todd Bodine's 31-2-4.
And I feel really bad because I don't see where he lost it.
Right there, it was like right before the start-finish line, which tells me he did not get off turn 4 as good as Todd Bodine did.
I was trying to say Rusty's teammate Ryan Newman, and they got caught up in that arrow thing. It just wouldn't come out.
Well, he used the tires on that first lap, so I don't think this lap's going to be near as good. But that first one was sure exciting.
And the
3 fastest cars are 4th. And Jimmy Spencer's Dodge, Michael Waltrip's Chevrolet.
And that doesn't surprise me because this, again, is a compromised racetrack. The Ford has great balance, I think. Down in the front 12, down in the back, got good balance. 750 pounds of downforce on the front, 750 pounds of downforce on the rear.
Big weekend of NASCAR on the Fox Family Network. Sunday, NASCAR this morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, here on the net. And the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400 on Fox. And NASCAR Victory Lane to bring you home with all the details.
Now, that's in qualifying trim when you talk about those kind of numbers. Now the question is, who has the best balance for the race when you open the grill up? And that's where we'll see the fenders pulled out. Right now they're tucked in nice and tight. But we'll see who can have the best car for the race.
Here's his teammate, Rusty Waite. Next car out. Rusty was about 3 tenths slower than Ryan in practice. Ryan ran a 31.49 in practice. Rusty ran a 31.79. Here you see the red arrow on the Fox tracks.
Elvis was on the phone.
He's already about a half a second behind, and he's just to the middle of the backstretch.
Rusty's always saying, how come you don't say something nice about me? Rusty, I like your car.
Pickoff throw.
He's pushing up almost a second off here off turn 4.
He's got his hands full.
Over a second at the start-finish line.
And the first lap is 31st of the 35 drivers that run.
That's an RBI single.
32.29. He's lost a half a second.
The runner scoring from second on that single.
And I tell you, Larry knows this too. Maybe the tires that they put on the car, maybe a little difference in the balance of the air pressure in the car and the tires has caused the car not to handle like he thought it was going to. But it looks like it's just never enough to get
wise right here to move it to double play depth.
So he's not even using up all the racetrack. He's not getting out against the wall.
Exactly what you saw right there.
Whoa,
Picked up a little bit, but not near enough. It's still in the 31st quickest.
No fun in the city tonight.
And he takes the lead.
There is Ryan Newman, second fastest behind Todd Bodine. That is Kurt Busch, Jimmy Spencer, and Michael Waltrip, the fast 5 so far here in Vegas.
Runners at first and second. Pitch taken for a ball.
Guys, if they decide to send a runner home and hit the right field, I can guarantee you they'll
Blaney
get
in
played.
Ty Bodine paces qualifying. 36 of 44 drivers have made attempts.
It's hit back up
Bobby
the middle.
Hamilton is on the hot seat as Dave Blaney
He's
has
rounding
completed
third.
a run that is ninth fastest.
Good run. Real
And
good
a
run.
run
Dave Blaney.
scores.
This car ran awfully well at Chicago last year with Robert Presley at the wheel. Similar racetrack. Matt, how's Ryan? What's going on with Ryan down there?
DW is a little bit disappointed about being in the green, then losing that green off of
They
sharp contrast to last year here, Ryan.
Yeah, 35th last year in qualifying, and so far second right now is really great. Shows how much these guys have been working. I think the guys back at the shop, I know they're really working really hard. They got a little wide. They're coming off a 4 on the first lap, and I was wide enough that I couldn't get back in the throttle the way I wanted to, and I knew the wall was coming, so I figured it's better put a good lap in here and see how it goes. Or 2,000 short, but I know that Tom Bernard owed that to me because at Darlington last year in the Busch race, I think I out-qualified him by like 2 or 4 thousandths or something. So I think if you figured the math, that was probably about 4 inches at start-finish line.
At DW, he told me his qualifying package was very good, and guess what? He said his race package that he tested here was very good as well.
Yeah, I like Ryan Newman. He listens to the vet. He and I did a Wendy's commercial together. He listened very well.
What did he listen to?
I told him to get the combo, and he did.
Kevin Harvick, 29th quickest, matches his car owner. Car number, he qualified 20th, finished 8th here last year.
It's going to bump Bobby Hamilton out of the top 36. We've had 37 cars qualify. Bobby at the bottom of the pile right now. He should have a provisional, though.
Moves up to 24th.
Well, we're listening to veterans on that subject. We'll go to Kenny Schrader right now. It's a good day to be a Ford. What do you see for your Pontiac?
I love Pontiac was pretty good in practice. We need to be a little bit better, but we're putting some times up there, but they picked up a lot, and there's no reason to think we're not going to also.
Think it's a weather condition or just adjustments you've made after the practice?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's all weather because it was pretty cool when we started.
When we started practice this morning, that flag was out straight. It was 45-mile-an-hour gust of winds. We lost a camera off a platform. I hope the guys in L.A. know about that. They do now.
It looked like a solid flag this morning.
Sure did.
The track temperature has stayed the same pretty much throughout the qualifying session, still at 98 degrees, but when they had the 2-hour practice session this morning, it's much warmer, and as we just saw, the wind has definitely died down.
I told Hammond one time, he said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Man, the wind's blowing me all over the place. You got to do something about the wind." He said, "Look, Walter, I can do a lot of things, but I can't do nothing about the wind."
Jeff Burton on the pole tomorrow for the NASCAR Busch Series, presented by Midas. Here is a former Busch Series champ who will be in that race as well. Jeff Green, who was 4th fastest in practice. He is 26th on this first lap.
Yikes. You'd like to say if you were going out about now, well, the track slowed down. Then Ryan Newman just barely missed the pole, so the track will still hold the speed. You may not have your car adjusted right for the conditions right now, but it's not. I don't think the track slowed down.
2-ball, no strike count.
The inaugural Busch race that was run here in 1997, he actually won the pole and the race that year in the Busch Series.
Sometimes you try to make a hit change your picks. It's exactly what you saw right
A little bit better. Yeah, a little bit.
About a 10th. 19th quickest, 31.816.
Ty Bodine watching and waiting. Will his speed for the pole hold up? Do you feel lucky, Ty?
There goes the runner. Strike 3, and he'll take a seat.
Kyle Petty had a strong lap in that Dodge with the left side sucked right down against the racetrack, and he is 10th fastest.
The Red Sox lead.
Well, let me tell you, there's a car on the track right now. Hey, look, car 17 with flames and the glow, and a tipping pole around those numbers. So he's getting with the program.
Where have I seen that before?
He's getting with the program. Those cars
Down on the ground on the left side. Down there, we'll see how he does. He was 8th quickest in practice.
Didn't think that car looked all that good until after last week.
You're in 1 week, and here's what happened.
Pretty paint job now. Plus, he's in the no bull. Look at that orange spoiler on that bad boy.
Orange loose number.
Terry Labonte is bumped, joining Rick Mast, Casey Atwood, and Bobby Hamilton as Kenseth is 15th fastest.
And Elvis is on the hot seat.
There's your Fox track showing Matt Kenseth is a 1/10 of a second off the pole, about 1/10 and a half.
See how he does right through here. This has been the kind of where everybody loses it.
Boy, it moved in a hurry there, over 2 seconds in turn 4. 2/10 of a second.
Which just shows that Todd Bodine really got to run up off turn 4.
He sailed it through
That's
there.
where he was beating him.
He really
Well, he moves up, though, to 8th quickest.
It's a good lap.
He swayed 6 bases.
And this will handily top his best effort here, which was 21st in 2000.
Would you say that the Roush teams have been working hard over the winter?
And it's been showing up in his
Man,
first couple of races.
Kurt Busch right now is 3rd. Mark Martin is 6th. Matt Kenseth is 8th.
The cat in a hat. There's the man been working.
Hey, you the man, you the man.
How about it, Todd? Still feeling lucky?
Tick, 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 tick.
You know, looks to me like he's holding a pretty good hand.
We're pulling for you, buddy.
He's got 5 aces. I don't know where he got them from,
but he's got them. And no sponsor, but 5 aces. Kenny Schrader.
He got his work clothes on this week.
Let's see if that little Pontiac, as he calls it, can go.
Strike 3, and he's gone.
Well, he's not far off.
He gets ahead of him and never looks back.
If he was down on that white line, that'd be that couple of hundreds.
And there where we see all the time lost is in the middle of the corner. That means that the car's not turning. You just can't quite get that throttle up.
I mean, you want to man it, and you can't. You want to get back in it, and you can't.
A couple of hundreds become a couple of 10s. A couple of more 10s.
It grows. It's that momentum thing.
Reed, you said he has his work clothes on, doing a little double duty this weekend, running the Busch race tomorrow.
First lap for Schrader, 32nd faster. We got everything going on here in Las Vegas. And I mean right here at the racetrack. You got a Busch race tomorrow. You got the World of Outlaws out back on the dirt track.
And this place has every kind of racetrack. It has a drag strip. It has a dirt track. It has a quarter mile. It has a road course. It has an Air Force base out the back straightaway. In fact, they named the back straightaway Nellis Straightaway.
Industrial Park, building the hot rods back here. And play for another park. This is a little racing factory right here.
Let's see if Kenny can climb the ladder. Yeah, 28.
And that will bump Rusty Wallace out of the top 36, putting Jeff Burton on the hot seat.
Elvis has left the building.
With 5 innings remaining, the score is 5-2. Next up, Miguel Cabrera. Nobody out.
Shauna Robinson is in the show. She qualifies 34th with just 2 cars left to run. She has made it in on time. She bumps Jeff Burton to provisional land and puts Derek Cope on the hot seat.
Second race of the season. Now, they didn't elect to compete at Rockingham. Made Daytona. Now she's made Las Vegas. She's making all the big races.
Oh, I got sunshine on the cloudy day. My girl.
Elliott Sadler.
My girl.
See how Elliott fares here in the Wood Brothers Sport. He's about 3/10 off of Todd Bodine's full speed.
Next up,
that's not too bad.
batted in. David Ortiz.
No, coming off of turn 2, 3/10 off of what Todd ran.
But the odds are getting longer, Darrell. 6/10.
James misses
That old red arrow,
downstairs.
boy, that's going to drive some people
7/10.
crazy, isn't it?
And the first lap for Sadler.
Sometimes you try to make the hit
That will bump Derek Cope.
Next is Dale Jarrett on to the
2 ball, 1 strike
And
count.
based on the 2001 coroner points, which is what we base it on the first 4 races, Derek Cope right now would be the car lowest in owner points. It's not in the top 36. We still have 1 car to go, Kenny Wallace, but that's what it goes on his last year's points for the first 4 races.
Sadler may improve fractionally, but he is in the show. 35th fastest. He's in the show on time. Won't have to depend on a provisional.
Jumps up a little bit.
33rd.
31.979.
Darrell, you picked a bad week to be a past champion.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Dale Jarrett's on the bubble. You got Rusty Wallace and Terry Labonte back there. Hey, you know, you guys all got new crew chiefs. Well, all 3 started your new crew chiefs. Now, don't ask me what that means. I just remembered that and thought
It's a common denominator.
It's a common. Thank you, Larry.
How about that?
I'll tell you, you are the man.
I'm looking after you. Stevie Hammond
care of me.
told me I have to watch every move you make.
Takes care of me. See, that's the good thing about working with a crew chief. They know what drivers are, and they got to watch out. And Larry says, hey, you forgot your bag. Hey, you forgot your pass. Hey, we got to be there at 7 o'clock.
We'll be all right.
Yeah, we will.
Strike 1.
We're going to make it, guys.
I got him up early this morning.
Kenny Wallace. Driving for Steve Park. Earnhardt Incorporated #1. He will be our final qualifier. Dale Jarrett is on the hot seat.
A little bit of update. Steve Park and Kenny Wallace tested Atlanta this past week. Talked to Paul Andrews, the crew chief. Test really went well for Steve Park. Continues to get better every week.
And there's a chance, I think, an outside chance that he could be back in that car at Darlington.
That's what we're hearing.
And then, what happens to Kenny Wallace?
He is employed by DEI for the whole 2002 season, which tells me they will probably run a few selected events with Kenny.
In car number 81.
And you heard it here.
17th fastest on his first lap. Here's Wallace.
And Dale Jarrett.
So you now have 3 former champions taking provisionals for this race.
Shauna Robinson is 36 on the bubble, but it don't matter. There's no more cars.
That's it. She made the race. Way to go, Shauna. I tell you, she's still the best female driver I've ever seen. I saw her run ARCA. I've said this before, short tracks with ARCA cars beating and banging. And hey, Todd,
you're on the pole, Todd. Smile,
You are the Bud Pole winner for the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400. All right. Dick Berggren.
Yeah, just a moment ago, and I mean a moment ago, he said, I can smile now. How much pressure were you feeling the last few cars that went out?
Well, you never know what's going to happen. You know, Winter Cup is the most competitive Formula Auto race in the world, and you never know who's going to step up and do it. And Kenny Wallace being the last guy, Herman's a good racer. He can do it, but we needed this. We needed this really bad. No sponsor, don't know the future of the team, so here we are in the pole.
Yeah, it should be a sponsor there. It says Todd Bodine instead. So how big a deal is this for you?
It's big. You know, I've always run well here in Las Vegas. Won the Busch race last year. I love this racetrack. I love coming out here. And, I guess last night I had a bad night at the table, so I used up all my bad luck. And like they said, it must be I got 5 aces today.
Fifth pole of your career, 4 of them on different kinds of racetracks. How have you come up with such a versatile ability to win these poles?
I don't know. Good race cars is the main key. I mean, you got to have good stuff under you, and we got a great race team here. The guys work hard. The guys at the shop do a great job, and everything clicks. And you know, tracks like here at Vegas, Pocono, we had a pole. We've really got a good shock package for our qualifying stuff. And, you know, we've been struggling a little bit with the race package, but we're getting better all the time.
With the sponsor off the car, certainly your crew members know that this may be close to the end of their jobs. What are you doing this weekend to keep them pumped up to be able to run through this event and have a great shot of it here at Las Vegas?
Well, I tell you, the guys have been great. You know, it is hard to focus and continue doing your job properly, knowing that the future is uncertain, but they've done it. Even when the whole thing went down, the guys just kept their heads down digging and working and building good race cars. I mean, I'm proud to have this team around me.
Are they all still with you?
We haven't lost anybody, and everybody at the shop and everybody at the track says that nobody's going anywhere until Travis says to.
Okay, pole's one thing, but Sunday's quite another. What are your chances to win this thing on Sunday?
Well, we finished 5th there last year. We had a good race car. We came out and tested. I think we've got a decent race set up. It's a long race. You got to be consistent through the whole race, and that's one thing that we kind of lacked last year is making the proper adjustments throughout the race to get it to the end of the race. And hopefully we learn from our mistakes and we can get it done on Sunday.
Hey, congratulations to you on today. We wish you well on Sunday. Mike?
Monday, he could be the fellow standing at the bus stop, but today he's got the penthouse suite and the hot hand, and it's a good day to drive a Ford. Look at 7 of the top 10 are Fords for Sunday's race.
Yeah, again, I just think it's a great compromise racetrack. Good balance.
Now the picture does not want to fall.
We'll be back. Lots more to come in Bud Pole qualifying here at the Las Vegas Speedway for the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400.
The runner's moving.
Hi, I'm the amazing Elliott. To be or not to be? That is the question.
He's on first with a base hit.
I'm going to make a rabbit out of it. Fly me to the moon. How about that? Is that beautiful?
Wait till final practice tomorrow. We've got a bunch of stars in town.
And people give us a hard time about being crazy. Well, wait till they see the rest of this crowd. We're the same group.
He goes into the
same every night.
referee on the play. Now there's a great example of the defense picking you up.
It'll be 42 men and one lady to take the command on Sunday. Dick?
And I think Shauna Robinson has already worn out a Sharpie with all the autographs. Behind our camera, a bunch of race fans with cameras of their own. Big smile. You look like a pretty happy lady.
Well, this is our second attempt in our second race, so this is exactly what our goals are. And, you know, I just keep everybody on the edge of their seats. I can't seem to get past that 36 starting position, but we will. I mean, we didn't test here. If I could have tested and unloaded, we picked up so much time. And I drove that car like it needed to be driven for this qualifying run, and right there on the edge. But I'll tell you, this team is incredible. And Teddy Brown, my crew chief, has been exceptionally well working. The chemistry is there. And with this whole team, the chemistry is there. And this is what I've been searching for my whole career. So if we can just keep making races, we'll learn. And now I get 400 more miles of experience. So I'm excited.
Is there still more in that race car for Sunday?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this was just a test for us. Literally, practice was a test session. And then we just had to find it to get in this race so we could learn more. And without testing, and I ran a West race here last year, but I'll tell you, it's not anything like it. These Cup cars are totally different. You have to completely drive them different, and I'm learning. I'm racing with 36 of the best drivers in the world, so I mean, there's nowhere else I'd rather be right now.
It's so nice to see your smile. To Maddie.
Dick, the jubilation meter's pegged also over here in the 45 garage of Kyle Petty, 11th, and you're not in the position where you can hang it out, so that was a very good lap for you.
Yeah, no, we're still at that 42nd or 43rd in points and provisionals and all that stuff. And, you know, Mike Egge Racing Engines and those guys, you know, they came on board this year. We were better at Daytona. We were better at Rockingham. I think if you look at the sprint car and the Georgia Pacific car and the General Mills car, we were all better here. So then Robin, you know, obviously we knew Robin was going to help. That goes without saying. But everything's just working really well for us right now.
This really has to build some momentum, though, for Kyle Petty and this 45 team.
Oh, yeah, it does. This has been a huge stumbling block for us. I've not made this race the last 2 years. I've gone home on a truck and sat out here in the infield and watched it, and that's no fun, you know, coming to Vegas and losing that big. I don't mind losing in Vegas, but I don't like losing that big. So this was a big deal for us. This was a big stumbling block to turn us around a little bit, and like I said, along with Mike's engines and with Robin and Steve Allen and all the group here, it's big and big for us.
So will it be dinner for two tonight or dinner for the crew?
It'll be dinner for the entire crew, that's the entire side of the garage area, the 90 team, any other team that wants to come. It's dinner for everybody. And Steve Lane's paying, so that's okay.
Oh, I hope his credit card has a huge limit.
Guys, set a few more places for us. Kyle Petty solidly in the show 11th. Robin, you mentioned Robin Pemberton, who moved back to Petty Enterprises from the Rusty Wallace team for this season.
He's around first. He's headed to third.
Welcome back to Las Vegas, where Todd Bodine has won the pole. In a fourth, Ryan Newman, Kurt Busch, the front 3-4. Donovan is fourth. The Chevrolet, Michael Waltrip is fifth. And it's Ford, Pontiac, Ford.
That's pretty impressive with the Fords all up there that way. Wonder if anybody will be doing any complaining today.
This is one place you don't want to cut the wrist for.
I still say whatever you had at Daytona, you have to run that all year long. That would be a balance thing.
All the Petty teams solidly in the field. Buckshot Jones, there you see John Andretti in the 13th row.
And now Mr. France is down there saying, well, Walter, you just earned your card again.
There's provisional land, starting with Dale Jarrett in the 88 car, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burton, Bobby Hamilton. Strong company back there in the back.
And also,
how far a drive is it from here to Charlotte? 7 days.
Dave, how would Darrell know how long of a drive it is?
I don't know why I looked at him. Derek Cole,
people tell me,
will have, and his guys missed it by 13/100ths of a second. That's the difference between staying to run Sunday and going home.
But he gets to watch it on Fox, and that's going to be just as much fun as being out there. It's way in the back.
You're right, but not as much fun as the fellow who's with Dick Berggren is going to have.
Oh, yeah, Brett Bodine. Until today, every time he has tried to qualify here at Las Vegas, it has either been a provisional or he's failed to make the field. So a big smile. Bodines are doing real well today. How come?
No, we had a great run. Todd came out here, tested, and you know, he had a lot of information for us. And right before qualifying, he came over and met with Doug Richard and I, and we made some changes and picked up a lot of speed. So a lot of this is due to what Todd told us, and the guys that have hung with us here the last couple of weeks, stuck it out through all this tough time. I really got to thank them, because they've given me some great race cars, and of course Doug coming on board,
given us that guy with the experience in the pit area, and, you know, it seems to be working out fine.
Doug Richard, the new crew chief. What's in your future? How long can you keep going with your situation? Sponsor and all the rest of it?
Well, we're going to make it. We're going to go. We're going to make all the races. We're going to, you know, we're going to do our best. We don't have a major right now. This is their last race with us. We don't have a major for Atlanta, so we're looking. We need some help, but we're going to be there, Dick. You know, I'm going to do everything I can to be at the racetrack with our race team, and as you can see, we're bringing a good product too.
This guy's a racer. Let's go to Jeannie.
No drought in the desert for Dave Blaney. A tall glass, or should I say a tall bottle of water. Congratulations. You drink your own stuff, or you bottle it yourself, I would imagine?
Well, we don't bottle it, but I can drink it. I can handle that.
Fair enough. I think water's deserved to celebrate, considering some of the frustration you've had at the start of this year. And then, obviously, to lose an engine in the practice run. Are you qualifying better than expected?
Yeah, we had some kind of trouble first run out and had to change the engine just to be safe. And just got one more run at the end of practice and had a guy pull out in front of us, so we didn't know what it would do. And, I knew it felt good, so I really wasn't surprised by qualifying 10th. I figured we could get around there somewhere.
Qualifying setup gets you top 10. Where do you see the finish with the race setup?
Well, qualifying's maybe a bigger deal here than most places. This track is tough to get stuck in the back. Aerodynamically, it's tough to pass people when you catch them. So starting up front is a big advantage for Sunday, but you got to do all the right things to stay there.
Mike Joy?
Former World of Outlaws champ Dave Blaney. Now, if you want your NASCAR experience to last all week, make sure your cable system carries the new Speed Channel, home of NASCAR TV, formerly Speed Vision, now the Speed Channel, home of NASCAR TV. Call your local cable operator or satellite provider to fill your need for speed.
That's crushed. He made the catch at the wall. Going into the bottom of the 8th. Boston leads by 3. Moving up to six, a 1-2-3 hitter. A pitching change will be made. Calling for a reliever.
And Sunday, 5 drivers will have a chance at that $1 million bonus, and they're paired with fans who also have a chance for that bonus. And there's where they'll start.
Now, look, we're talking about $1 million here. We're not talking about chump change. I mean, guys like me had to drive a whole year to make $1 million.
I thought to you $1 million was change.
But you had to, look, Jeff Gordon's been racing 10 years. I never read $1 million.
Here's how it works. There are 5 participating races. This is the first of 5 this year. Top 5 finishers in each are eligible for a $1 million bonus. The next race, these 5 drivers were eligible from Talladega last fall. And the fans are matched, so winning fan can get $1 million.
You may not want to think about this game for a while.
It's a lot better than trying to kick a ball to a goal or hit a basket from half court.
And here are your new best friends, Jair, Robin, Franklin, Lauren, and Barry. Their phones will be ringing off the wall if they collect that $1 million bonus.
Got
$1 million in your pocket?
No, but I'll tell you what, the prize money for Sunday outside that million is almost $5 million. So the crews in the garage area here are going nuts working on these cars. You might think they just arrived. Here's Jimmy Spencer's car. They're in the process of changing the rear gear. They're changing the hubs. There's about 5 guys underneath the hood of that car working on the engine. Take a look next door to that Mike Skinner's car. They got the transmission out of there. They're going to change the transmission. One of the guys underneath, springs being changed in the front end of the car to try to get the chassis to run a whole lot better. Believe you me, the work is never done, and this garage is an absolute sweatshop right now with people trying to get these cars ready to go on Sunday. To Matt Yoakum.
Dick, and I'm standing by with the guy who won the original $1 million back in 1985. That's back when $1 million was really worth $1 million.
Oh, absolutely. I think back then probably $1 million's worth about 2 or 3 now in today's world. But I really enjoyed it back then. Had a good time. Winston's done a lot for this sport, and to come here, and I know for the 5 guys racing for the $1 million, it'll be a lot of fun on Sunday afternoon.
Now you would like to play the role of $1 million spoiler. 2 11s this year, 8th in points. You've had a pretty good start.
We've had a decent start. I mean, I think we keep chipping away at it. And I think if we can continue to do that. Last year we ran well here in the Dodge. We ended up, I think, 9th or 10th. We led some during the day, and if we can just keep chipping away, you know, because I think last year it took us till about to June to get things, May, June, July long in there to get things going like I wanted to. But I think all in all, this team's capable of doing really well this year.
He starts 23rd on Sunday. His best finish here is a 4th. He'd certainly like to best that in just 2 days.
Well, let's see. Going to discard 2 and draw 2. Is that what you're doing right here?
Well, you know, I want to explain why they would be changing transmissions after qualifying. Normally, you would have a qualifying transmission hooked onto your qualifying motor. It would come out when you change the qualifying motor, but you can't change the qualifying motor. And all these transmissions are 4-speed transmissions with the reverse that has to work, I might add. Every gear has to work. But sometimes in a qualifying transmission, they'll maybe just have some of the gears lightened up just a little bit, because once you hit high gear when you get on the racetrack, you never have to shift. You come back in, there's no shifting here. So they just put more of a durable transmission in to race.
Plus they put lighter fluid in it too, so you know,
less friction.
Yeah, less friction. And there's always a chance you can hurt it, I guess, a little bit. That's just kind of part of the getting ready to race procedure.
But again, normally it would be changed when they pull the qualifying motor out, but that can't happen anymore.
Right. So no more qualifying motors, but we still have qualifying transmissions.
Everything else is qualified. Talk about qualifying. I know maybe they're saying, well, wait a minute, none of our No Bull 5 drivers even qualified the top 15. But remember, Mr. Gordon won it 1 year ago after starting 24.
Yeah, but remember, he's won 5 of them.
That's right.
He likes them.
What'd you say your name had to be to win the No Bull 5, win the $1 million?
Jeff Burdell. That's all that's ever won it, Jeff.
And I'm just going to tell y'all right now, I'm picking Jeff to win this race.
I'll take the other Jeff.
Wait a minute.
But don't take our predictions yet.
Which one's the other Jeff?
We need to study some things tonight.
Which one's the other Jeff? One from Las Vegas. After this. Welcome back to Las Vegas for Todd Bodine. We'll leave them down to the green flag on Sunday with Ryan Newman. Good situation alongside. It's the 5th career bunt pole for Todd Bodine.
It's been a good song for Kansas, caught in a trap. Why ain't you believing to everything I'm telling you? Don't believe a word I'm saying. Help us on.
Yeah, we're discussing the weather. We'll leave the music behind. Kenny Wallace has never finished better than 31st at Las Vegas. Of course, he has never had a ride like he does in the one-car crew chief like Paul Andrews. Can you speak to his run today? Are you satisfied?
Well, yeah, we really struggled today in practice for qualifying, you know, so for us to be 17th, we're pretty happy right at the moment. So we're working on a race setup really hard in the morning, and I'm actually listening to Kenny's push car right now. This is going to get a little head start on tomorrow for practice, but we're going to be okay.
I saw him run over to the Busch garage. He gets some more time on the track. Will that help you in the setup as far as going into the practice tomorrow, 2 practices, and then Sunday's race?
Yeah, I think it will. You know, the Busch cars and the Cup cars are not exactly alike, but there's a lot of similarities. A lot of trims are the same, and sometimes we see the same trims, and just, you know, little differences. But, yeah, it'll help, and this track time always helps. Sometimes you learn how to, especially on a track we only come to once a year, you know, you learn a few little things that might be different this year than what there was last year, so it'll be good.
Matt Yoakum?
Well, Jeannie, we're sneaking into a conversation with former Winston Cup champion Bobby Labonte and the young gun Dale Earnhardt Jr. First off, you're going for $1 million. Tony Jr. told me, your cousin, said that you're helping out the odds by qualifying 35th.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know, man. I mean, my car really ain't drove that good all day long. But we started the year off like I'd hoped so, but, you know, can only go up from here.
But this is your kind of track configuration that you normally run well.
Yeah, it is. I like the racetrack, but, you know, my car, I mean, I feel like I can drive the hell out of a race car, but my car's got to be half decent to start with. We just ain't been in the ballpark all year, except for Daytona. So hopefully we can work on it. Tomorrow will be better, but right now, you know, we're starting, you know, we're behind, so we got to pick it up.
Now, that being said, how important is that final practice session going to be for you and your team?
Real important. Every second. What we'll do is kind of start with what ran real good here in the test, and we'll have different setups ready to go to bolt on the car so we don't waste any time, because we're going to have to throw everything but the kitchen sink at it tomorrow and see what works.
Well, what else isn't bolted down? They'll probably try that too. Going for $1 million on Sunday. He qualified 35th.
Junior, along with Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth, Jeff Burton, and Bobby Hamilton are the drivers eligible for that $1 million bonus. But before we get to that, tomorrow we're going to race the NASCAR Busch Series presented by Midas. Jeff Burton, the pole sitter, Jimmy Spencer. Talk about young guns. Look at Casey Mears and Scott Riggs there in rows 2 and 3.
Mears is pretty
Ricky
impressive.
Hendrick.
Ricky Hendrick up there.
First 2 rows, double dippers. Jeff Burton, Jimmy Spencer, Jeff Green, Stacy Compton even, Michael Waltrip, Joe Nemechek. The top 10's full of double dippers, bushwhackers. Running both races here this weekend.
Busch regulars against the Winston Cup invaders. See how it shakes out here. Greg Biffle,
Beffel wrecked his car this morning and had to go to a backup car before qualifying, so he's put himself in a bit of a hole. I'll tell you the kid I like to watch. I don't know if he's out there on a racetrack anywhere or not, but that 10 car.
Wow.
Now, he practices, he races, he qualifies. He does everything with the gusto of a hungry hound. I'm here to tell you.
He is a double down kind of driver. Let's go.
I grabbed Harold Holly and I said, Bud, you got your hands full now, don't you? And he said, he's a hard horse to hold back.
But what some shoes he was trying to fill. Came out of the truck series, stepped in that 10 car that was vacated by Jeff Green when he took the full-time Winston Cup ride for Richard Childress. Some pretty big shoes and a tall order to fill, but he's sitting second in the points behind his teammate, Jason Keller.
Here's a double dip of butter pecan. Kenny Wallace.
Look, Hammond, stacker 2. Where's he at?
Where's Hammond?
Hammond's running along behind him there somewhere trying to get in shape.
Dick Berggren.
You want to pick a guy that's going to run well tomorrow? It's Joe Nemechek, just pulled out of his garage. They have just rescaled that race car. He has led every race he has started here at Las Vegas. Brian Patty, the crew chief, they're ready to go.
Now, what they probably do is they probably had a lot of nose weight in the car to qualify. In other words, a lot of weight on their front tires. They'll move that back and balance the car out a little bit better to start the race. So that's probably what the scaling deal is going on. Plus, they'll readjust the wedge and things of that nature. And there's last week's winner right there.
And the points leader.
And the points leader. And probably the champion.
Jason Keller leads them into Las Vegas as tomorrow our NASCAR coverage continues across the Fox network. The Busch Series presented by Midas on FX, 3:30 Eastern Time, followed by NASCAR Winston Cup final practice.